So today we are going to discuss about our new second type of economy, which is socialist economy. And in this video we are going to discuss about what is socialist economy and what are there are some characteristics of socialist economy. So let's start. What is socialist economy? Let's start from the scratch, that where the socialist economy concept come from. The socialist economy, this concept was propounded by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels in their work, which is namely called Communist Manifesto in 1848. So, this concept is it was propounded by Karl Marx, Friedrich Engels, and in their work, which is namely called Communist Manifesto in 1848. In this economy, there are different kinds of production of factors of production which are totally owned by whole community, which is represented by state. Owned by whole community, which represent the state. Now, the all means material factors of production is owned and controlled by whole community, which is represented by a state, which means in short that the state owned all the factors of production which are used in the allocation of resources. So next is all the benefits of these scarce resources are taken by every member in this state according to socialized planned production on the equally basis. So, in 4 points, what we read that this theory is propounded by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels in their work Communist Manifesto in 1848. And in this economy, all the resources, all the factors of production, all the price factors are owned and controlled by whole community, which is represented by state. And in this economy, all the benefits, all the members can get the benefits from the fruit which is of socialized planned production on the equally basis, which means that any kind of benefit which is come from the scarce resources production, so all the members can take that benefit according to the planning of central authority in the socialist economy on the equally. That means all members get equal benefits in this economy. So fourth point is socialist economy is controlled and regulated by central planning authority. In socialist economy, all the functions and all the performance is controlled and regulated by central planning authority, which is centrally set up by the rules, according to the rules of this economy. So as all the functions and all the performance are controlled by central planning authority, so there is no role of market forces or price mechanism. no role of price mechanism and market forces. Because as there is no role of price mechanism and market forces, so there is no influence of demand and supply in the market, as everything is predetermined. Predetermined plans are already set up by the central planning authority in this economy, so there is no influence of demand and supply in the market. So hence therefore the socialist economy, the main motive of the socialist economy is welfare of the community as a whole. So in socialist economy, every function which is performed by any firm or any individuals are controlled and regulated by central planning authority, which means everything is owned by the government of the country, and there is no influence of price mechanism and market forces, that is demand and supply. So this economy is based on the welfare. They are working for the welfare of the community as a whole. There is no profit motive of this economy, and there is no self-interest. Profit motive and self-interest is not the driving force of this economy. So what is socialist economy? Socialist economy is that economy in which all means of production are owned and controlled by the whole community, which represent the state, and every function is performed by the central planning authority, and there is no role of price mechanism and market forces, and they are working only for the welfare of the community. They are not working for profit or self-interest. So this is all that what is the meaning of socialist economy. Now, characteristics of socialist economy. First is collective ownership. There is a collective ownership in socialist economy because all the means of production, that is factories, capital, mines, all are owned by the whole community. So there is collective ownership, but except there are small farms, workshops, trading firms are remain in the private hands. As we know that in socialist economy there is no profit motive, and self-interest is not the driving force of this economy, as it is in the case of marketplace. So it is collective ownership because all the resources by which we are producing some goods and services according to the centrally planned economy are owned by the whole community. So in socialist economy there is a collective ownership. So then second characteristics is economic planning. As we know about what is economic planning is taking some decisions according for the production in the economy, which is what, when, how, and for whom. produce. These are the decisions which we have to take in every economy, that what to be produced in the economy, when is to be produced, and how to produce, according to which technique, and for whom to produce. So in socialist economy, the economic planning is done according to the central planning authority. All the decisions and all the amendments are taken by central planning authority of what, when, how, and for whom to produce. So this is economic planning. All economic planning is done by central planning authority. There is an authority which is set up in socialist economy, which is known as centrally planned planning authority, and all the decisions are taken by this. Third characteristics is absence of consumer choice. In the socialist economy, freedom from hunger is guaranteed. But as we know that consumer sovereignty, consumer is the king in the market. As we studied in capitalist economy, that there is a characteristics of consumer sovereignty where consumer is the king. But in socialist economy, consumer is not the king because of certain predetermined plans of the central planning authority. So there is a limited production and there is a limited range of choice for the consumer to consume. So there are limited choice for the consumer, but in that limited range of consumer, individuals are free to choose. So freedom from hunger is guaranteed, but the choice are limited in this economy. Similarly, for the opportunity, that everyone has the right to work, but there is a restriction in the choice of occupation. Restrictions to choose the occupation, because for these things there are some predetermined plans of the central planning authority to achieve some socio-economic goals for the welfare of the nation, for the welfare of the community. So absence of consumer choice is present in socialist economy. The fourth point is relatively equal income distribution. As the choices are limited in this economy, so the income and wealth gap between the peoples rich become more rich in the income distribution. So in this income and wealth, there are so many opportunities which are giving benefits to more and less equally. So by the help of this relatively equal income distribution, there is a consumer, the gap between people, poor and rich, will be removed by the basic cause of equal income distribution. So this is the very good feature of socialist economy, socialism. So we can distribute in this economy, distribution of income is equal between the people, so they can grab more opportunities and satisfy their wants according to their desire. Fifth point is minimum role of price mechanism. As there are so many scarce resources, productive resources, for the allocation of these productive resources are already predetermined by the centrally planning authority. So there is no influence in the economic decisions of price mechanism. So there is a minimum role in this socialist economy of price mechanism, because everything is controlled by central planning authority. So the decisions are not influenced by the price mechanism or market forces, that is demand and supply. Every decision is already taken by the centrally planned authority. So this is 5th point, minimum role of price mechanism. Now the 6th point is absence of competition. As we studied that whole community are owned, and all the resources and all the factors of production are owned and controlled by whole community, and which represent the state. So state is the sole entrepreneur. So there is no question regarding competition. That's why in this economy there is no competition. So these are all the characteristics. There are 6 characteristics. Let us summarize. First is collective ownership. Second is economic planning. Third is absence of consumer choice. Fourth is relatively equal income distribution. Fifth is minimum role of price mechanism. Sixth is absence of competition. So these are the characteristics. First is collective ownership. As we know that all the means of factors of production are collectively owned by the state, which represent the whole community, which represent the state. And economic planning is what, how, and for whom to produce. All the decisions are taken by centrally planning authority. Absence of consumer choice, as the production are limited because of some socio-economic goals or objectives. So there is a limited choice for the consumer in socialist economy. Relatively equal income, as the income and wealth gap is become narrower day by day. So this basic concept of relatively equal income distribution removes the gap between the people. And minimum role of price mechanism, as all the decisions, all the functions are performed by central planning authority. So there is no role of price mechanism, that is there is no role of demand and supply in the market. Absence of competition, as there is a state which is the sole entrepreneur in this socialist economy. So there is no competition in socialist economy. So this is it for the socialist economy. In the next video, we will discuss about the next economy, which is mixed economy. So till then, bye bye.